The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And now, here he is, Brandon.
Hey everybody, welcome to a very special kind of moment here on the Brandon Peters Show. What you're watching is only available on YouTube and is not available on Spotify or Apple or any of the other podcast streams, purely because it's a very visual sort of recording here. An interesting thing happened during the recording of Cigarette Girl episode, which maybe you've listened to. Go listen to it right now. It's pretty awesome. But Mike McCarthy, the writer and director of Cigarette Girl, came to me and asked me if he could make an announcement on a project he's working on in the middle of our show, which would be also a surprise to Cori Mattice, Corey Dials, the star of Cigarette Girl, as they had previously worked on some concepts for a movie called Cadavra, which was based off a comic Mike had written for various outlets like Dark Horse Comics back in the 80s and such, that he wanted to realize as a feature film, and it never came about. But he wanted to announce it on my show. The whole thing kind of became its own thing. It became its own monster, so to speak, and it didn't really fit in the middle of talking about Cigarette Girl. And it goes for quite some time. It was a long conversation. Very interesting. Mark Wallace, who was not in the Cigarette Girl episode, joins us in there. And what we talk about here is his new concept for Cadavra, a way he can bring it to life finally, after all these years, decades, trying to get it done with Cori. And I thought, being the filmmaking kind of nut I am, and loving how the soup is made and stuff like that, I found it an interesting conversation to release all by itself and on its own. And it's got pitch meeting qualities to it, discussions, all sorts of things, concept art, everything else. Now, a big disclaimer in here. This does heavily revolve around a discussion with AI. We do have an ethical conversation toward the end about AI and stuff. I want it to be known that my personal views on AI are that I think as a tool, sure, I think it can be helpful and useful and beneficial. But as a means to an end, I'm not so sure I'm for it at all. Although I'm a hypocrite when it comes to, hey, if they could convincingly recreate missing Doctor Who episodes using scripts, performer traits, and the audios we have, I'd watch that. That's cool. I know people are already trying AI missing Doctor Who stuff, but it's not there yet. But Mike's situation brings a unique conundrum to the table that I had never considered or thought about. But what if you're a filmmaker who hasn't gotten finance for 15, 16 years on anything? You have this dream project, and now a way has come for you to financially be able to accomplish it, and the way you wanted to accomplish with the people you wanted to accomplish it with. Because what Mike is proposing here, and this is just concepts. He told me that he was bringing concepts to the table for it, but he would only be using AI to generate stuff that he owns, his IP, and using his team as his troupe of people like Cori, who says, yes, I do that, which Cori would actually be voicing and not an AI generated voice. And he's using his editor and cinematographer Wheat for it and other collaborators. So it would all be his own team. And Mike is older, and, he's not like on his, he's not like 80 or something, but he's been through, he hasn't made a film in a long time. And this is one thing that's precious to him that he always wanted to see done, and he feels this is a route that he can do it, and he would only be using his own stuff to feed the data from. So I asked you just take what you will with that, because that pulled a conundrum in my head with AI that I hadn't thought about. Like, well, he owns all this stuff. Why wouldn't he be able to do it? And interested to see how that would turn out. They talk about it not being full AI, that they would want to maybe try Roger Rabbit-esque approach to it with Cadavra, AI person and real person kind of thing. So interesting conversation, but as I said up front, I'm always tool, not a means person with AI, but it's something that also, unless the world takes a stand, it's not going away. We're going to see weird stuff. It's sooner than we even think. But yeah, this is a conversation that I think people should hear, and have your thoughts about it. Comment below. Let's hear what you think about it. Would you be interested in Mike's film Cadavra done this way? What are your thoughts on AI? Are you using AI? Yeah, let's have that conversation. But yeah, so I've talked for about 6 minutes to intro this thing that goes over an hour, but I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're interested. I hope you like opening the mind of Mike McCarthy and seeing what he has in store for the future. And thank you for watching this, as always, and I'll see you soon. Stay film positive.
About Alex Chilton producing The Cramps in Memphis in 1978, called Like Flies on Harbor. Just throwing that in there. Maybe as a radio type podcast or drama, because we don't really have the money to make films anymore like we used to. Except, I'll say this, there is a way to make film. And when I was talking to Cori a few days ago on the phone, she said that she didn't really have anything going on right now, artistically, project-wise. So a couple of things came together, Cori, and I'm wondering if we can pitch you on something right now, live on the Brandon Peters Show.
Yes. Go ahead. Let me welcome in a special guest to the show. Someone I'm meeting for the first time as well. Mark Wallace. Mark Wallace.
Oh, my
Hello,
God.
Mark.
Oh, hello, Black and Wyatt.
Hey.
Hi, Cori.
Hi. Oh my gosh, yes. Hello.
Hi.
You look very
always.
vintage and very retro right now. This is a cool vibe look you got going on.
Yeah,
Are you in an Yeah, he's in an RV. You're
RV?
in an
RV? I pack up and move everywhere all the time. It's
Cori, do you understand what's about to happen here?
I have no idea, but I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been drinking my wine, so I'm slightly prepared for whatever's coming my way.
Did you actually think we were just going to have you on to talk about some old movie from 15 years ago? Or did you think we were going to talk about something new?
No, that was the last thing that I had expected. I thought we were talking about 30 years ago.
Well, we can, and we will, and we have. But Mark, do you want to explain sort of what's going on here? Because I'd like to know.
It's my fault. You know,
And I'm going to go shut the door.
it's kind of it's very hard to explain what's going on, but I've always been a fan of Mike's work, even when we were back at Sun, and lately I kind of drew some inspiration, and it was from Cigarette Girl, and I got just a daydreaming about they use the term universe now for things like that, and I saw a lot of places to go. And back then, when the film was released, I had a lot of ideas, but I didn't have talent. So that kind of made me an oddball at Sun, and I remember, like, man, everybody's got something to do but me. So fortunately, I got into tech, and I started playing around with AI language models. And I was lucky enough to make some really talented friends, one of which works for Lockheed Martin, and he showed me how far you could take AI in a artistic direction. And as it evolved, I I of course thought of Mike, and I thought of budget constraints he had when you guys made that film, and um, I just called Mike up and I said, "Hey, man, I got some ideas for this, and what are you doing today? Where are you going with this?" And we kind of shared a vision with Cadavra and Helvis. I always loved Helvis. I really quick, I went to professional wrestling school in Hollywood, Florida, and about 3 years ago, I pitched, "Hey, look, let me be Helvis, and I'll go down and talk to my buddy at Memphis Wrestling, and we'll kick this around. We'll see what happens." So that was a few years ago. I got a little bit older and more out of shape, but I see some amazing potential in Mike's intellectual properties. And we don't necessarily have to have a huge budget to do amazing things. So I started messing around. I stole your image off of everything that exists online. Everything that I could get, I did. So we could square up with that later. But I wanted to give you an idea of what can be done, and it's really exciting. And I'm excited to show you a few things. So
Okay.
I don't know, Mike, if you have any
Yeah.
in particular that you want to see first. I do have a few items, and I'll start once by
Yeah. Hey,
Yep.
Mark,
yeah.
can you, just to start, can you show the image of Cigarette Girl posed by the old Cadillac? That was the very first thing you showed me. So,
I can show you that.
so Mark, these are just very simple little things, nothing to get crazy excited about, but it shows you kind of where we're headed. Like
That
Mark is,
particular one I don't have queued up, but I will get it. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you a little something. This is the
that's about the worst.
Sold.
this is where
That's
I
the cover
started.
to my Cadavra Comics #1 that Fantagraphics put out in '92. I was going to build toward my two favorite things, which are Media 24 first and then Media 23 last. Let's show those two things last.
Okay.
Show anything, I guess, in any order you want to.
So
What you're about to see is okay. So look, remember that photo I took?
Yes. Wow.
yeah, you never did that, but you never picked up that book, and it's and you haven't aged a day since then. So
So I took that. I took that photograph of Cori, which got her in a lot of trouble at the time, as I recall, even though I thought it was very tame for my standards. And it starts with the actual the first frame is the photograph I took, and then Mark takes it for the next 4 seconds and makes it do what it does. Cori, what do you think about that?
So cool. Whatever you can do to rewind the clock 15 years, I'm in.
So, hey, Mark.
yeah.
Now, here's where we go straight to the merchandise. All right, now look at
Well,
this.
I better be on the last episode. No,
All right, Cori, look at this. So here's a model, a resin model of you and the John Sparks and Nancy Mills, who played your parents in the short. What do you think of that?
See it. Yes.
There you go. Until now. Can you zoom in, Mark, on the model?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that weird?
Wow.
So Yeah, this is again a still frame, just a 35 millimeter photograph that I took.
Mm-hmm.
We shot. Mark takes a picture, isolates the three people, builds a pedestal, and presents it as a 3D model. And so when Mark did this, I'm like, wait a minute, have you already printed a resin model of this thing? Because it looks like a photograph of a resin model
Yeah.
sitting on a freaking shelf. And he goes, no, it's a picture of a simulated resin model sitting on my desk. And I'm like, get me out of here. I don't even know what's real anymore.
Can't believe your eyes on anything. Yeah.
No, I don't. So, okay, so that's cool. So Mark, show the one that's based, show the other ones, show the one that's based on Cori sitting on the stoop, because we're building to that scene that I want to show you.
I'm getting that now.
I don't know how excited people would be of a resin model of John Sparks, but we should we should have had him call in and defend himself.
There we go.
Was that your lime green sweater?
Yeah,
Cori?
I actually still have it.
You still have it?
Oh,
I
you
do.
didn't wear it to the.
That's great.
Yeah.
That comes up, well, the next questions. So Mark's going to show you the 3D resin model idea of you sitting on the steps, which is completely crazy because I see like profit sharing in this for all of us. But as it, I have 12 people that listen to my podcast. Brandon, I don't know what your odds are. We might actually get 24 people to watch Cori in an AI generated Cadavra episode, if she's willing to provide the voice, because this goes back, huh? Say what?
Absolutely. Yes. That's actually 24 more people than live people than hear my voice daily anyways. So
How many people listen to your podcast, Cori?
I don't know. We're international, so I'm not quite sure.
Oh, so you got a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's weird. It's like the three of us are podcast people. It's like, don't we have anything better to do? Like podcast people interviewing podcast people.
I shouldn't talk. Anyway. I talk. You talk. Oh my. Yeah. It's weird when you go from host to being guest and you're like, was I talking too much? It's like, you were the guest. You were the guest. You're supposed to.
Now we can still talk about Cigarette Girl. I'm just saying that I came back from Iowa City and Dead Formats in Indianapolis with a plan to get some money from a friend there to basically spend it all on his wishes, which was a Super Starlet Blu-ray. And it's time for that. I already put out Teenage Tupelo, Sore Losers, Damselous. But then I talked to Mike Hunchback, Noelle's boyfriend. Of course, he doesn't like to be known as that probably, but let's just go with that right now. Mike played in a historic, legendary New York punk band called the Hunchbacks. And he's a super collector, but he just has great taste, meaning that he has my taste. We have shared taste.
He owns your stuff. We get it.
Yeah. But he's like, Mike, why are you spending money on the older days, the old stuff? He's like, granted, yes, it's got to come out in nice packaging. He's like, why don't you do something new? And I'm like, dude, I don't have enough money. I mean, I'm basically got about $9,000. That's not like I can just go and do something. And besides, I'd like it to be an evolution of what I was doing, not some throwback thing or whatever. And everybody lives in other places, et cetera, et cetera. So then lo and behold, Mark appears in my Facebook message, in my messenger, and starts showing me all this stuff. And then I talk to Cori and she's like, well, I don't have anything really going on right now. So it seems like the planets are lining up, maybe.
I'm
Mark,
real close on that piece.
Say what?
Feel it. I'm going through. It's an early one. That's like one of the first handful of things that I did. I thought I had it queued up. I guess I did not, but I've got it coming.
Mark, I don't want to anticipate these problems when we're actually doing the AI production.
Mike.
A freeze frame and Mark disappears and then it's like, well, Cori, I'm sorry. I thought we were.
So Mike, is this a way for you to like finally get this one out of your head and onto something? Like finally, we accomplished it. Would creating Cadavra also help you move on to another project mentally? Because this
Dude,
one
are you
seems
saying,
this one seems to have been hanging there. Like I wanted to do this so bad and couldn't, and now that you can, well, do you think that'll just like release and open up doors for you creatively as well?
Brandon? I think the answer to that is only if you invest.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm
These
just
things
saying
yeah.
because there's those things like, oh, I always wanted to do Cadavra. I always wanted, and then, there you go. If you can pull it off, there's like just something that what if is no longer what if, or I wish I could have is no
Well,
longer
I mean,
that.
a lot of people want to do things, but maybe they don't have. I don't want to be harsh. I'm just trying to like, from my perspective, there are a lot more talented people than me, but some people don't get obsessed with ideas like I do. And yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Cadavra, I created Cadavra when I was 23 years old in 1985. And then she was a comic book character by 1988. And then there were a couple of screenplays. I sent one to the Cramps, met with the Cramps twice to be in that version of that screenplay around 97. It didn't work out. I think they were more of the John Waters generation type thinking. They didn't want to do that. And then a couple of reiterations later, Cori was in the Cadavra shorts. And then I kind of let it go. And then I would usually I would revisit it when I was on a poorly paid hourly job where I would eventually be called out for being on the clock while trying to write a screenplay. They're like, that's not what we're paying you for. And I'm like, you're not paying me really anything. But anyway, so now we've come to this, and I did have a backer who paid me a little bit of money to write a Cadavra screenplay early part of the year. But the Flies on Harbor thing was beginning to take over. The Super Starlit Blu-ray project was taking over. And then I'm also, this is another crazy, see Bowie in the background? I've been working on a 10-foot tall clay sculpture of David Bowie with a spinning weather vane head that shows the changes that he went through as Ziggy Stardust. So all these things, and I have a girlfriend, and my kids are living here, and so it's like these ideas keep clawing their way to the top, and then they slip and fall back down. But I obviously need collaborators. Money helps, but that doesn't really stop anything from happening. So with Mark showing me what he can do, and he's also learning, and he knows Cori, and we all met at Sun Records, and there's just a lot of magic in that, And I knew that Cori would dig this if we presented it to her, and I wanted it to be on the podcast recorded. Cori, what are your thoughts so far?
I think it's amazing. I love it. AI horrifies me.
That's why you should do it.
And that's exactly why I want to do it. Yes. I'm in.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome, Mike, because when you said you were going to do the Flies on Harbor, and I was like, yeah, I'll do some voice acting for that. No problem. And you're like, yeah. And I was like, man, I wish he was more enthusiastic about that. I'd love to do some voice work.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because you kind of hit me out of the blue. But Cori, you're not the person to be wasted on a quick cameo thing on some other project. You're the person to be featured in something that revolves around you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. And I still need a little bit of money, probably. But
do I need to put an address on the screen of where to send it to?
An email?
Yeah,
My Venmo account?
Your Venmo.
No.
Please send a Venmo at.
Cori could say, Mike, here is my voice recording this week of Cadavra and $1,000 check.
Okay. All right.
Mike will be like, thanks to the Brandon Peters show, I now have $2 to make this dream come true.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Zoom out on that. So that appears to be a model kit in my Big Daddy Roth style, who, I worship several cartoonists, Big Daddy Roth being one of them. And my cover you see sort of cropped over there on the right. And Mark created this amazing thing out of, is it Gemini, Mark?
That is right. It is, it's Gemini. It's a Google product. It is one of many, language models that I use. And, as I said before, I couldn't make art because I didn't have talent. But now that you can talk English to your computer and it understand, it's fantastic. And you're really just limited, by your imagination. So, now that I can communicate and speak computer from, Mississippi, uh, accent, I've been, moving ahead. This is your other one.
So here, yeah, that's Cadavra number 1. Here comes Cadavra number 2. And this one's a bit more wild because it's got Cadavra headless in an electric chair on top of a 35 Ford while Professor Shelley holds her decapitated head that's been animated by lightning, and the gear shift knob is a brain. And they're driving over the graves of the pieces of dead movie stars that make up Cadavra, which are Sharon Tate, Jane Mansfield, Marilyn Monroe. And I think at the time, Eva Braun, I threw her in there too. Which, Brandon, goes back to the whole idea of what is the story? What can I get away with?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of psycho-iconoclastic character is she? And how do I present her? And as a movie, it's almost impossible. As a comic book, it was fun, but there's only so much LSD you can take. And so, and I don't know what Mark's on right now. But anyway, so you see that, and the photo even blocked out her breast, the green dead girl's breast in the electric chair. So you don't even get a good shot at how that looks. But I was very impressed by that. So
it was impressed. It really impressed me because it's even 3D printed as pixelated. So, fantastic.
So is the overall plan to make an AI Cadavra movie and then have supporting merch for it? Is that what the overall plan is?
the most important thing right now is to write a good story.
I was thinking OnlyFans. We could start there to generate money. It won't really be you.
Can you see that, guy?
Oh, there we go. I see it.
Cori, can you see that?
So this little shot never happened, and I thought it was just, I mean, I can't tell the difference. I mean, it's like she's having a conversation, and
Her ear. So that's a photo. Jim Eichner did the makeup for Cori. It took hours and hours that day. And then we get her into the bed because she's just waking up and her parents see her for the first time and they realize that their daughter's gone out, gotten killed and decapitated, but come back home as a monster. Mm-hmm. And so I took a photograph of her in the bed, and that photograph has now been animated by Mark as a Cori that never existed. There we go. So let's just watch this over and over again while I tell a little story. So I'm trying to like breed chronology into this entertainment. Jim Eichner did her makeup, and I wanted the flesh tones to represent dead pieces of different women. So she's seafoam green, she's seafoam blue, she has a pallor, she's pallid, and so forth. Wanted to do the lightning bolts in her hair, but we ran out of time, couldn't really do it. And her lightning bolt scar is reminiscent of Boris Karloff, of course, but it also smacks of a little bit of the Aladdin Sane lightning bolt, et cetera, et cetera. My influences die hard. So Buddy Gray, my friend Buddy Gray, who had done all kinds of editing. We did the Hives videos together. He did all the CGI stuff on Cigarette Girl. Brandon, you know the shots in Cigarette Girl where the camera swoops up the tower and then the huge cigarette is spinning, all that beautiful magic. And that was 2008, 9 effects.
This party's about to get crazy here because I'd like to welcome the man who shot and cut Cigarette Girl, Wheat.
Hey! So just saying that Jim Eichner we had sort of all joined in putting makeup on Cori. What a horrible job that was. And finally got her looking right, had the shoot, and then Cori, I don't know if you remember or not, but Buddy showed up just out of the blue. And for some reason, Buddy and I had gotten into not really an argument, but I think he was just burned out on me, as many people are from time to time. So, but he just showed up. That we had shot a video maybe 3 months before, and I hadn't spoken to him. And then I look around while I'm directing you, I'm taking the picture of you from the left side, the angle of this moving photo that you're seeing right now, right? So Buddy takes this picture that you're looking at with you in the green sweater. What we're basically doing is we're going to try to do an AI version of Cadavra, perhaps right now with Cori's voice as she exists now in reality, but using the small tonnage of photographs that we have of Cori as Cadavra from 2006. Maybe Mark would use imagery from 2007, 8, Cigarette Girl, whatever. The basic idea is to map Cori from 2006, 7, 8 onto moving images that Mark creates from still photos, or I might go and like take my girlfriend Lisa out in the backyard and get her to do something, and then Mark will map you on her, Cori. I don't know exactly what the technology is going to be, but the thing is that I have to write something that's cool and crazy, but not too crazy that Mark can't figure out how to do it. And of course, he's going to learn as he goes along. So, so I'm taking I don't know if you remember or not, but I was taking a photograph of Cori from the other angle, and then Buddy shows up out of the blue. Like Buddy just shows up. I hadn't talked to him in 3 months, and he starts taking photographs, but in that Buddy kind of way where he doesn't want anybody to see him. He's kind of shy. And so he's taking these awkward angles, and some of them are out of focus and whatever. So what Mark did here, what you're looking at, is he took one of Buddy's photographs, God bless him, and Mark animates it now for 4 seconds so that Cori is doing movements that Cori never did in real life when we took the photograph. So now what Mark is going to show you is, let's say that photo of Cori takes place in Brandon in an even more dystopian world than Cigarette Girl, right? Because Cadavra would take place, I'm not sure, I got to write the freaking story.
Sweater's a little less green.
Yeah, well, we got to tweak things, but isn't that fucking amazing? Cori, what do you think?
It's crazy. I don't think it looks like me per se. It's an iteration, I think, which is it's very distinguishable, I think.
Right.
And it's amazing. I think it's.
But I think what we could do is, with all those photos, train an AI. I've been trying to do it with a non-human thing, which seems to take a lot longer. But a human person probably would only take a few hours to train. If you use like a service like RunPod or something like that.
Yeah, it's as Cori was saying, as the AI model moves, it struggles to keep her bone structure at this point.
Right.
So as I was talking to JM about, is we were working on some scripts. So script building and script execution has become close to as effortless as it can be. I fed one of Mike's scripts into a script builder, and I assigned speaking roles to that with pretty good results. I did experiment with Cori's voice. I pulled Cori's voice from footage that Mike had gathered, and this is scripted footage. So it's not really popping with a lot of inflection, which is what I wanted. But I didn't really think I had enough. So I went to Cori's podcast and I drew some audio from that. And you can tell it's night and day, because during her podcast, she has a lot of inflection because it's not scripted.
Right.
Unfortunately for me, when I fed that into digital Cori's database, it really threw it off, and I took a step back and kind of thought it was, the differential and how not only it was recorded and captured, but you can tell that she was a lot more at ease on the podcast than she may have been at that moment. But so it's really cool to mess with, and it won't take long before she's able to have an entire vocabulary and speak.
We won't even have to
have a
ask Cori.
conversation with Cori at some point. As a matter of fact, I was telling Mike that I would turn digital Cori over to Cori as her own digital assistant. So it's a lot to wrap your head around, but the limits are gone as far as what we can do in making a film or making animation or telling stories. The chains have been broken, and it's cheap to do now. Now we just have to hold on to this monster and make sure it doesn't turn around and bite us. So
Cadavra is the monster that I would want to bite me.
Huh.
I don't know if you noticed though. I think that this is a sign as well, because I have the gray streak in my. I have the Cadavra streak at the moment.
Right.
So I'm in the Cadavra mode.
Right. Mark sent me so much stuff. Mark sent me so much stuff in a Dropbox that I actually didn't find this particular clip here until last night. And then this morning I watched it again. And I started to have a conversation with Mark about, okay, I was going in this direction, writing a screenplay that I knew would never be made. But now what's the direction that we need to go in that's perhaps based around this shot? Because this shot tells me the tone, the movement, the style, maybe the how closely you could look to being yourself but be different. Obviously, I mean, if you really look at this close up, one of the eyes is slightly different than the other, but the drama, the action, the tension that's in your pose here kind of helps me write the story. So I started doing that tonight, and I've got 2 pages of an outline based on this scene right here, although it would be tweaked and augmented. And yes, I would like for there to be lightning bolts in your hair just for the comic book effect, if Mark can do that. And this gets into other factors where it's like Mark will say, Mike, this thing that you wrote, oh yeah, look at this, another photograph that Buddy took. And Cori is doing stuff that she never did.
It's a little scary, isn't it?
Cori can't see it yet.
Oh, now I can. Yeah.
At this, like I was telling Mike, I can make a Fox 13 newscast with Claudia Barr, and I could probably do some damage if I could pull a what is it, the Max Headroom incident. I've seen local newscasts made that are just completely believable. It's very scary.
Yeah.
It can be used for evil, I'm sure, because I mean, think of anything. I mean, I could fabricate a crime scene or fabricate a security camera footage. Well, there's Cori right there breaking into that vault.
I mean, I've seen Tupac and Biggie on WWF from the 90s. Like I'm like, wow, there's like tons of Tupac AI videos out there right now.
The only crime we're going to make is making this Cadavra episode.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been Pitch Meeting, my new podcast.
Yeah, what? I'm
Hey,
sorry.
hey, Mark, show
Yeah.
that again so we can see it.
Yeah.
Can
You got
see
a
that?
very sinister look at that one part when your head's very low.
Well, see, I
I
think,
got distracted by the AI underwear.
yeah, that's what she said. Uh, well, Cori, you said that the last clip looked like you, but it kind of didn't look like you.
Mhm.
But I think this looks less like you through the motion than the last clip looks more like you than this clip does.
I
But
got
that's
one
all.
a little bit scary, but
Oh, I think she's beautiful. Here, yeah.
Ah.
Good cut. Good cut. That's a good cut. That was a good one.
Ah,
So,
great.
All right.
go ahead. What were you gonna say? I just wanted to use Brandon's good humor and his openness to basically do what Mike Hunchback was saying. Hey man, it's okay to talk about the past. Yes, Cigarette Girl's 15 years old. I want people to know about it and watch it and love it and like it and know about Cori, and Wheat filmed it, edited it. Buddy Gray did all these effects. Jim Eichner did her makeup. I want everybody to know that. Eventually there'll be a Blu-ray for it in a couple years. But we should concentrate on something new, even though it's kind of based on something even older than Cigarette Girl. And I think there's something to be said for that. And if Cori is willing, and Wheat, I'm not asking for your involvement in this necessarily. I just wanted you to know about it.
Yeah, stay out of it, Wheat. That's
Okay.
That's right.
Well, Wheat actually sent me Wheat, what, Cori?
That's not, the zombie just popped up there.
Oh, you just now saw it? Yeah, this is how you're going to look in Cadavra, by the way. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Perfect. I love it. I'm in.
Yeah.
I feel like if this is a marriage proposal, I do. This is so
Aw.
I'm in.
Oh.
This is so fun.
Maybe we can do Cigarette Girl can make a cameo in Cadavra.
Oh, cross the universes. I love it.
Cigarette
Yeah.
Girl versus Cadavra. There you go. There you go.
Now we're talking.
Well, yeah, no, you're totally welcome to help, but I've got Wheat so busy doing other crap. I don't think Wheat's got time.
I actually, the reason I couldn't get online was or with the meeting on time was I was trying to figure out why my VHS copying system wasn't working, and I've been just trying for hours. I can get the audio, but I can't. I'm not getting the image.
See, Brandon, Wheat should go to Dead Formats and be a guest. He's working on his VHS machine.
There you go.
So I'm actually gonna probably I just bought a card about 15 minutes ago, so I can do analog stuff without as much trouble as I have been having.
Right, right. Well, I wanted you to, I didn't know if you ever met Mark or not.
No.
Okay. So he and I are going to embark on this, and I'm going to try to write something.
I was very interested in what we were discussing about you shooting real life locations with Cori and letting the location and Cori be the only thing that's real. I would like to do a Bone Crusher to interact with her, or any other character to interact with her. But I told Mike that I saw a Bone Crusher leaning up against a wall in the alley of the Rendezvous, and
Memphis barbecue joint.
right. It's a seedy looking alley, but it's memorable for me. And I asked Mike, do we want to go down the Roger Rabbit hole? No pun intended. That's an interaction between live actor and a digitized one. it's something that it would be exciting to explore if that's what Mike's vision holds. But
I think the essence of AI is kind of, it throws you enough as it is, that if you made it even trickier by combining different elements of realism, that might not serve, that might be too distracting or something. But what Mark and I had originally tried to do tonight, it wouldn't have been half as interesting, though, I think, Mark, is what we actually did do, which was show visuals. But we were going to do a radio sort of drama podcast type thing where Cori as Cadavra talks to the Frankenstein monster inside a covered wagon at a carnival. And like Mark was saying, he couldn't get the vocal patterns to work well enough for Cori's voice. To my version of the Frankenstein monster is called Bone Crusher. The version of Dracula is called Bloodsucker. The version of the werewolf is called Flesh Eater. So that's the Cadavra world of monsters, and she's the Frankenstarlet, you know.
At some point in the near future, it will be its own being. It can do like Zoom calls for you. It can make phone calls for you in real time. It could do your whatever kind of social media.
Horrifying.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Mark sent me a podcast called Deep Dive of a man and a woman hosts talking about Cigarette Girl. And I thought, well, this is cool. This is great because they seem to be saying all the right things and they're just talking about it as if they're so intimate with the movie. And then I find out that it was a complete AI construction, that Deep Dive doesn't exist, and that the man and the woman or just AI creations. Cori, we'll have to send it to you. I was waiting for all this to happen before I sent it to you. And then he sent me, I wrote another screenplay called Rebel Auto, which who knows what'll happen to it, but right now it's just a screenplay. And Mark fed that into his AI, and out of it came a 6-7 minute podcast of the same man and woman from Deep Dive talking about Rebel Auto as if it were a movie that had already been made and they were critiquing it. And that made my heart go into my throat. I was just like, oh my God, it's, you know, it made me almost see it as a reality. And we may be worried about AI in certain ways, but for people like me in the underground, and I hope this is true of other underground filmmakers who maybe thrown up their hands and said, I can't do this. I mean, I do have the outlet of drawing and things like that, but if Mark and I can work together and we can help, and Cori seems to go along with all this stuff just perfectly, we can make something new happen, and we'll see where we go from there with it.
It's interesting because the ethics question comes into a whole nother spin when it's you using your own stuff and everybody agreeing to, so it's a whole nother spin of it. I've always been a use it as a tool, not a means person. But then again, I'm a giant Doctor Who nerd, and like there's missing episodes from the 1960s because they wiped the tapes that I'm like, when we have the audio from, and I'm like, well, if AI could recreate those believably, I'd be down to watch one of those. So then I look like a damn hypocrite. So it's a really, it just depends how and who, I guess, and the way it is. It's like, it's not going to go away. We know that. The whole world would have to throw their hands up. And well,
this is a way to avoid gatekeepers, as far as I'm concerned. And let me just say this to wrap this up, whatever. But art is artifice. The core root syllable of artificial is art. And when you're drawing a tree or making a movie with humans, you're replicating nature. Art is a replication or a reduction of nature, because we can't have nature, we have to recreate it. So even drawing is artificial intelligence in a way. It's artificial. It's an artificial examination of the tree that you drew. So AI is, to me, it's just that. It's one more tool of recreating nature. So that's what we're going to do.
Gotcha. All right. Well, what, 2027, Cadavra begins again?
Well, Brandon, in your world of like doing podcasts and being on the, Yeah, in your world, do you think it's better to hold on to something and release it as a feature, or release it in 10-minute segments for free? Or how would you approach it?
I want people to hear my stuff. I'm not that huge of an entity at this point, so the more people it can reach, the better.
Well, I'm just saying, with Cadavra, though, do you think it builds the audience to release it in episodes?
Well,
I'm a films guy, so I would want the film. Yeah.
Well, and let me tell you this from a music perspective. Musicians are no longer releasing full albums as a kind of standard. More people are releasing singles, and people release single because attention spans are dwindling. People don't want to wait for a full blown thing. People are more like snippets at a time. In the film world, I don't know if that translates. I know that in the music world, just based on all the bands that I interview, that's kind of the way things are going is small bites.
Yeah.
EPs instead of LPs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cori, you want to do a plug real quick for what you're talking about, your podcast?
Oh, The Foundry Metal Podcasting podcast on Spotify and everywhere else that you can listen to podcasts.
I'll give you a chance to plug it later again. So.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Right. So, okay.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Mark, for dropping in on the Brandon Peters show. And Brandon, we've totally taken advantage of his good nature.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
All right.
It's a bright road ahead, and anybody can do what I do. I'm not special. The tools are out there, and it's just I'm just so excited. There's a very bright future ahead for these stories to be told, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. So thank you.
All right. Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at BrandonPetersShow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at BrandonPetersShow.com. The show is available on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.